Hello, I want to welcome everybody to the Doug Lockridge Coaches Show. I'm host Jared Schoonover. We're going into week 6. We talk a lot about football on this show. Before we get started this week, Coach Lockridge, I'd like to give a shout out to somebody, the man that right now is running this program as far as our AV Tech program, somebody that's working hard and not just doing a great job with the production and all the extra things that come along with what he's working with, but also growing kids and really does a great job investing. That's Brian Allen. We're really grateful. Brian's behind the camera right now, or Mr. Allen, I should say, is behind the camera right now, behind the computers, and does a great job for us, not just with the show, but also with the overall program, with our students here in the classes he teaches, and with the live stream that we have on Friday nights. But I want to give a special shout out because something that's kind of neat that Mr. Allen does is this is a student-led program, both with the coaches show and the live stream. You'll see the kids if you come up with the box or you look up top as far as in that nest up top, you'll see a bunch of kids up there, 5 or 6, 7 of them working on a Friday night. And in particular in here tonight, we have Miss Braley Scarborough. Braley, will you come over here real quick? I want to show you on the camera real quick. Okay. Just a quick peek of Braley. Braley does a great job for us. And Braley, now what are you a senior?
Junior.
A junior, okay. Braley, I just want to tell you thank you for what you do, the investment that you are putting in this, and you got a bright future ahead of you, girl, whatever it may be. But if it is in this industry, in this world, I think you're going to be great at it. But I really appreciate you. Thank you, Braley, for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so as we go on and talk, Coach, I want to talk, we're at the midway point of the season. We finished 5 games. We're through our 5 games. And you look at this year with last year, and let's compare the 2 seasons. We're in the same record as we were a year ago, but it's 2 completely different football teams. They're both 2 and 3. But some stats that were sent over and some highlights between the 2 years from last year, this year, were significantly, we are less in points given up, and we're significantly more in points scored. Okay, we've climbed the ladder in that. Our passing percentage is almost doubled. We've got more rushing yards on the season. We're doubled our passing yardage on the season. First win in 4 years at home. Okay, first shutout since November 2019, and first Mercy Rule victory since September 19, 2014. So there's some stats I wanted to throw out to the folks here in Siloam Springs just to show the difference in the growth. You knew when you came into this program 2 years ago on, I believe, a 28-game losing streak, and really, when you look at the past, it wasn't a lot of close games. So it's not always the record that you look at, which 2 and 3, the first 5 games is from where it was to where it is now, is definitely growth. But sometimes 2 and 3 is the 2 seasons are completely different. So can you talk a little bit about your experience as far as the growth of this program and compare the 2 and 3 seasons and what you've seen as far as just direction?
Obviously, when you look at the newspaper, everything that everybody gauges everything on is wins. You know, how many, if your number in the left column is bigger than the one in the right. And obviously, you know, with going, so that is true. Wins create, can take care of a lot of things. But when you're coming into a program that maybe has struggled, and you've got to find the small victories. You know, the big victories come later. That's where you get the wins in the left-hand columns. The small victories are all the little victories that add up to get to that point. And you know, this is chapter 2, as I always tell the seniors. They're the second chapter in this book that we're writing. Last year, the seniors were the first chapter, and they got over the hump of the 27-game losing streak. They won, but they won close games. This group has the 2 games that they've won were, you know, without any doubt, who was the better team on that night. We are more competitive, I think, for every ball game, even with the game the other night against Van Buren. You know, it is with like 2 minutes left in the first half. It's 10-0, and we're getting the ball at half. So they're competing for 4 full quarters. You know, our crowd's great. The people are still coming to the ball game support. They're staying well into the second half, no matter what's happening. So we've got that support. But the growth we made as far as offensively and defensively, the way we practice, the way we live, everything that we do is contributing to that. And, you know, even with this year, we're still starting a bunch of young guys, 9th, 10th, 11th graders that will all be back next year.
Yeah, you know, that was my next question. The next thing I want to talk about, and I agree, Coach, one of the things that you look at as far as the growth of a program, you really want to look at, it's really easy to, not be at the ball game or not watch the live stream. Wake up on Saturday morning. It used to be get the newspaper out and look at the box scores, but now it's get on the internet, hop on whatever site you use to look at scores, and really not to get a grasp and a chance to see what direction things are going. But it's, for me personally, I can easily see the growth in the program from a standpoint of both offense and defensive schemes, both how we have a plan. And even when I look from last year to this year, offensively, what we hang our hat on, and it takes time to do that. Coach Marsh I believe, is doing a good job with our, really creating identity with our run game, and something that you're going to continue to see grow and grow. But you talked about the young guys in the program playing. I believe it's 17 underclassmen right now that are starting on both sides of the ball. 17 underclassmen. That's somebody told me a long time ago that every sophomore, and in this case freshman, that you play oftentimes equals a loss in the season. That formula, it's kind of crazy. I mean, when I heard that when I was young, Barry Lunny told me that when I coached for him. And Coach Lunny told me that, and I was like, I don't see that. As my career progressed over the next 20 years, it was pretty accurate. And so when you play young guys, you're going to have growing pains. But the good thing about it is that when you have a plan and you're developing it and you understand how to grow players, which I know that you do, when those young guys become upperclassmen, which is coming around the pipe in the next 2 years, you're going to see that growth in this program. And you're going to the wins are going to be on the left side of the margin, and I think that's a big deal. We just have to be patient with that, everybody. And we knew that going in, as far as Siloam knew that. You knew that when you took this job. We just have to be patient and look at the overall growth, not just at the scoreboard. We always want to. I know you're as big a competitor as anybody. I see that on your face on a Friday night. I know that for you, as a head coach, you want not only for yourself and your staff, but you want for your kids to have, get that win on a Friday night. But I know you're patient and understand that growth, and we're just glad that you're here. But could you talk a little bit about the 17 that are returning, and just how you foresee? And we got 5 games left this year. We're not done talking, but we're just giving a recap. The 17 young guys that are playing for you, and what you see with them in the future.
Yeah, like I said, with that, we are starting a lot of underclassmen. We've got some key seniors in some key spots, obviously, and we love all of our seniors, and they've done a great job. Most of those guys are starting somewhere on special teams or offense or defense, or they're a quality backup or whatever. But after as bad as the other night felt, I'm a big numbers guy, and I just wanted to break down. Okay, we're at week 5. Where were we this year in 2025 in week 5 compared to 2024? And those were just some of the things we looked at as a staff, and it was like, hey, we have made progress, and that the numbers show that. We'll do the same thing by the end of the season. But underclassmen that are starting, most of our secondary, our safeties are seniors with Jackson and with Cole, and now we've moved Jack back in there to like a hybrid guy. So we've got 3 of those seniors back there, but we've got both our corners. Our corners and their backups are juniors and sophomores with Hudson and Weston and Freddie and Marcus. Our linebacker core right now is all underclassmen with Estacio and Avery Ratliff and Dean Floyd, and we've got some backups with Adam Turner and with Jaden Coleman coming in. So we've got young, and then defensive line wise, we've got Isaac, who was returning starter last year as a senior, but Boaz is a junior. Blake Huff is a junior. Marcus Bernard has emerged as a senior and done real well for us. And Stuart Swaninger has as well. But again, most of those guys in that class is lower classmen. And then offensively, we do have 2 seniors who start on front, which are 2 tackles, Cisco and Josh. But our center and 2 guards are underclassmen, Kale and Collier and Brett Gold. And then we've got Masons at running back. We also got Ryan Estacio backs up there with Jaden. We've got a 9th grade quarterback with Titus. Our receivers are Hudson and Marcus playing the inside. Jackson will back him up, and then tight end wise you got Hudson and Stewart, and then Jack on the outside. So there's a lot of those guys that we say their names every Friday night, or you do, and they're guys you're going to say them again next year.
Yeah, no, I see it. I see individual growth of players, and you hit it on the head. That should have been the first question I asked, was talking a little bit about the seniors, because your seniors this year have stepped up in the big way in the first 5 games. I wanted to make a point of how young of a team we had, but we are fortunate with some of the upperclassmen that we do have that have done a great job for us on Friday night. And really, Coach, one of the things I look is just body language and how kids are competing. And I've seen that across the board every Friday night. Kids are laying on the line. They've got good body language, and I just see a lot of positive, and that shows a lot as far as just the direction and growth of the program. Because anytime that you're in the building mode and you're going through hard times and you're playing young players, you're going to take lumps. It's going to be tough nights, and we're going to talk about that the next 3 weeks. I looked at the rankings in 6A. They threw the rankings out today. On Tuesdays, they throw the rankings out in all classes. I looked at the rankings in 6A, 1, 2, and 3. We've got Greenwood number 1, Shiloh Christian number 2, and Mountain Home number 3, and those are our next 3 opponents, 1, 2, and 3 in the state in 6A. And so that leads us kind of into that next question that I have. When you know what's in front of you, and obviously you're going to take it one game at a time. We're not going to talk about all 3 of them, but still, you know what this chunk is in front of you as far as these next 3 weeks. What's the mindset going into this section of the season, and just your message to the team and how you prepare and how you just compete?
Well, when we met Sundays as staff, first thing we did was, okay, through week 5, where are we at? What is our best play? And just looking at the numbers, what has the most production every time we run it? What play are we running in a ball game that has the worst? Well, we probably don't need to do that. What are we practicing during the week that we're not using? So we self-evaluate ourselves through week 5 on Sunday, looked at those things. Do we have the right people and the right personnel? We were doing some different things scheme-wise and moving some people around that we didn't have the first couple of weeks just because who's producing and who's not. Right. And a lot of guys get some opportunities. So the self-evaluation of that, obviously. But when I talked to the kids Monday after coming back from Friday night and gave them all the things that we've improved on and built in Chapter 2, I think they were kind of awestruck with we have done much better, because going into this year, there was a lot, of banter about y'all won't be as good as we were this year, that, with that group from last year. And we are growing. We keep growing, and the kids know that. But moving forward, those kids that we talked about that played on Fridays, they don't play on Monday nights on the JV games, So we take 30 kids that don't play very much on Fridays, and they play every Monday night against a JV team, against teams that are playing some guys that play. So they're sticking their face in the fire, and then these young guys are sticking on Friday nights, are sticking their face in the fire against the best from everywhere else. But going forward, I talked to the kids Monday. We're playing a faceless opponent. We're going in with a team this week. We're going to work on the things we're going to get better at. We know what they're going to do scheme-wise. We just got to work on us and not worry about what's on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I love what you say about self-scouting. I think it's one of the most underused things in coaching. People that really understand the value. It's so much that you spend so much time critiquing and evaluating your opponent. But if you really want to grow as a program and you really want to turn the corner as a program, I think you got to look at yourself first. First thing you do, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen it where you don't even realize you've been doing something really well in a handful of times. Well, we need to expand that right there. That kid needs more touches, or that kid, we're having more success with that than what we thought. Or vice versa. Hey, we're spending a bunch of time in practice and investing, because that's what it is, investing a lot of minutes on something that on Friday night we get away from really quick. So let's get away. I love it. I love the fact that that's the mindset, and that just shows the direction as well. Let's talk a little bit. So we talk about the next 3 games. We know it's 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, the one that we're focused on right now is Greenwood, and that's the number 1 team in the state. How do you talk to kids about? I think one of the most important things that you do when you play a number 1 team in the state is you look at it as an opportunity. And so kind of talk a little bit about that as far as that mindset of we get to play the number 1 team in the state, and how we should look at that as an opportunity.
It is, and I'm as bold to say that the state champion and probably the runner-up in the state finals this year will come from our conference.
Yeah.
Last year, if you look at it, 3 of the 4 teams from the semifinals were from our conference. So every week we're playing the best, and for us to ever get to that level, we have to go out and compete with those teams. And that's the exact thing I think our kids are doing. They're competing. They're not scared. They're not saying, well, we're going to this. We don't have a chance. That's not it. Like I said, we're working on us. They look at it as an opportunity to go and play what is proclaimed right now as the best team in the state, because you don't know that until week 15. So just to be able to do that, to see some of the best players in the state, to see the best coaches in the state, that's great for our coaching staff, and it's great for our players.
We know Coach Young. He obviously inherited a program from Rick Jones, who inherited a program from Ronnie Peacock. There might have been someone in between Coach Peacock and Rick Jones, but when you look at the overall just success of that program in Greenwood, and the number of, you go into their indoor and see the number of banners they have hanging on their top. They've been doing this for, there is no classes that are short on talent. They don't probably have they don't have any freshmen playing, and they don't have a lot of sophomores playing right now. And that's the growth of their program and where they're at. But you look at Greenwood, they played their three non-conference games were against 3 7A opponents, and they beat all 3 7A teams. And one of them is the number 3 team in 7A right now, and that's Bentonville West. Beat them at Bentonville West, I believe, early in the season, week 2. So they're a team of talent. It is an opportunity. I love the fact that you just have the mindset that we're going to go after and go get them. That has to be what we got to go compete. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the opportunity to go down there. Talk a little bit about, so we talked about Greenwood. Talk a little bit about some kids, as you self-scouted, who are some kids maybe that we don't see in the stat sheet right now that you could shout out a little bit of that, as you self-scouted and say, hey, this kid, he is getting it done here.
First that comes up is the guys that never get their name paper that come to mind is the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
If you look at all 5 games and what we've rushed for, we've got a 500-yard rusher right now, plus that's through midseason that will transpose hopefully as a 1,000-yard rusher by the end of the year. And that doesn't happen without the guys up front. Like I said, the 2 seniors we got and the 3 underclassmen have done a really, really good job. First-year offensive line coach Jackson Bray has taken that group and done a great job with them. He gives them, about 28 periods a day to himself. So he's really invested in those guys. Marcus McKnight, who we talked about earlier. Marcus is a good story. Last year he played linebacker, and he came to me and he's like, Coach, I don't want to sit on the sidelines next year as a senior. What can I do to get on the football field? And I just looked at him and said, Marcus, you're going to have to get a lot stronger and a lot bigger. Took that on himself. The thing about Marcus has a motor, and that you'll see that. So he wasn't. We probably had him out of position at linebacker. So Coach Benson has taken him as a defensive lineman, and he's 155-pound nose guard, but he plays as hard as he can every snap, and just gives guys trouble with his speed and his strength. So those are some people just off the bat you can think of. We've had some good sophomores come in with some backup roles, like Jaden Coleman has had some big kickoff returns. Dean Floyd's come in and filled in for Ryan Estacio when he was hurt at Mike Backer, and has got on the tackle chart quite a bit. Hudson Larcher just came in for Weston Bowerman, who got hurt at corner and did a great job the other night in his first game out against a guy that runs a 10-900 meter in our conference. So leading
receiver in the state going into last week.
Yes, I think he was held to like 2 catches.
Yeah. No, he was a kid that. And you could tell just in our coverage, we were focused on bracketing him and doing some different things with him. And Hudson did do a good job on him. We talked a lot about him in pregame going into last week, just being a leading receiver in the state, and obviously a kid that they lean on and go to. And we did take him out of the game plan anyway. Coach, we talked a little bit before, and I stepped over this, but I think it's important we go back to it as we close this show up and just talk about the future. There's going to be a reconfiguration of this conference. And as we grow as a program, everything's about timing. It really is. It's about timing of coaches. You got to have the right coaches in place, which we do. You got to have, the growth of athletes into the program, which we have these athletes that are coming up the pipe, and some seniors right now that are doing a great job competing as well, and we're proud of them. And a couple of pretty good ball players that are seniors as well. But we got a young group coming up the pipe, and then our schedule's going to flip in a year, and that conference is going to change too. We got Greenwood, who we're playing this week, they've already decided is going to be out of the conference. They're going to drop down to 5A from 6A. You've got Shiloh Christian because of the rules with private schools. They're going to have it's a point system, and they've won or been a part of enough state championships that their program gets bumped. So they'll be bumped up there in the 7A West with Bentonville and Rogers and Harbor and Fayetteville. And so out they go, and then we've got a couple new teams coming, and there's a couple different options that they're looking at right now in the state. I know Southwest Little Rock is a team that's coming in, more than likely going to be in the conference, and then it's a toss-up between a couple others. But not going to be the number one team in the state and not going to be the number two team in the state. We're going to lose both of those teams out of our conference. So that's really I think, is a bright spot and a positive. Not that you want to shy away from the best, but it is about timing as you grow a program, getting the opportunity to week in and week out not have to play 1, 2, and 3 in the middle of the season. I think that's a plus. Would you agree?
That's a big plus for our program right now at this point with who we have coming up at that time. So with the reconfiguration of the 6A West, that'll be big for us. And it changes every 2 years, so who knows what it looks like in 2 years. But at that point, I really feel like Siloam Springs football will be in a different spot in 2028 than in 2025 with our last year at this.
Right. Yeah, when that cycle ends in 2 years, or basically 3 years from now, 2 full seasons after this season, that cycle could change again. But yeah, Coach, again, not about the left and the right on the win column all the time. Sometimes you got to sit down, you got to self-scout, you got to evaluate where you're at. You get to do that a lot more than I do because it's your job. I get to do it just from a loving what you're doing standpoint, sitting up top and watching every game on Friday night, but I get to see it. And Coach has always, I love what you do with young men. I like how you're a kid-focused person, and I like the direction of our football program. We just got to keep building and stay behind our football program and keep that faith going, which I don't think there's any doubt that people have. Thank you, Coach. I really appreciate it. I look forward to week 6.
Thank you. It'll be a great week. Thank you.
We've got our Week 6 matchup coming up here tonight with the number one team in the state of Arkansas in Class 6A. Greenwood, as we know, is you look over there across the way and you see their indoor facility. You see the fact that they've been a 4A squad, a 5A squad, a 6A squad over the years, in the last 25 years, and it hasn't mattered what classification they've been at. They've won state championships in all classifications. It's a program that has a lot of pride, and it's built and has a deep foundation for the last 30 years, 40 years of ball. It's a program that we look at. I got an opportunity to talk to Coach Lockridge in the coaching show, a program that we look at as an opportunity. It's not a situation where when you get an opportunity to play at number one, it is an opportunity. It's not a have-to thing. It's a get-to thing. You get a chance over across the way to see a young man in Kane Archer, a kid that has really been recruited since the 8th grade level. He's a quarterback going to UCF, a Power 5 quarterback. Kid that has had a lot of success in high school football over the last 4 years, and a kid that undoubtedly will go on to play college ball and get to play on a lot of Saturdays. But again, love Coach Lockridge's mindset. We get to come play the number one team in the state, and Andy, I think it's important not to shy away from that.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great ball game for our Panthers tonight. To come down here and compete with some of the best. And I know the players looking forward to it, the coaches looking forward to it, and we got a beautiful Friday night here in Greenwood, Arkansas.
It's really the start this conference is one of the best conferences in the state of Arkansas, if not it is the best conference. Anytime you've got the next 3 weeks of games for us, we play the number 1 team in the state this week. Not to look ahead, but I think it's important to talk about the number 3 team in the state next week, and then the number 2 team in the state the following week. So we play 1, 2, and 3 the next 3 weeks. A tough stretch, and really probably the toughest stretch of any team in the state of Arkansas in any classification. But tonight we've got the Greenwood Bulldogs, the team that Coach Young across the way that has got things rolling. Obviously the predecessor, Rick Jones, and before that Ronnie Peacock built the foundation here. And before that, I'll go all the way back to Rick Rachel, a guy that's a mentor of mine that I coached with at Bentonville High School, special coach, special man. But this program has a lot of pride.
Panthers take the kickoff. That's Jaden Coleman on the return. He's going to take it out to about the 20-yard line. Panthers going to take the ball here in the first half, opening drive.
We talk about it week in and week out. It's so important, especially when you play a team like Greenwood. First of all, you got to play great defense, but you also got to play great offense from the mindset that your offense is a defense. You got to keep that ball out of the hands. We got to be able to run the football tonight. And I really think, everybody talks about third down conversions, but the most important down is first down when you're playing a team like Greenwood. You got to put yourself in a position where the offensive play caller has an opportunity to have a wide open script. It cannot be in a situation where we get backed up 3rd and long and have to make plays from a 3rd and long situation. It's going to be a key tonight.
Benson's going to roll out on the first play. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to get back to about the line of scrimmage. I like that, Coach. They've been running wide zone quite a bit. First play, we're going to roll out, fake it.
No, you want to pass the football. If you want to pass the football tonight, especially with the young freshman quarterback, I think it's a wise move to pass the football and play action on first down. I agree 100%, Coach Lloyd. Tendency-wise, we are a wide zone team. Come out of it, boot right. I like it.
2nd and 10. Benson takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself on the keep off the right side. He's going to stumble down. Looks like he made it out to about the 24-yard line for a gain of 4. That's going to bring down 3rd and 6.
Talking about it today, I had the opportunity this morning. I was just talking. One of the things that's neat about where I work in central office, I've got our superintendent obviously is a background of being an old ball coach, being a head coach and successful head coach for a long time. We were talking this morning about the opportunity to get Benson in the run game, and obviously that's something that they're focused on tonight. 2nd down, he's running the football. I like it. It makes it 11-11 right there on the field.
Benson's going to roll out to his left, looking to pass. He has Hudson Lockridge open, but that falls incomplete. That was a good defense there by Blaze McDaniel, cornerback.
It was. He had him open early. Threw the ball a little bit late there. Again, I want to remind everybody, as you can't make excuses of where you're at and what you have, but at the same time, you look at your growth and where you're going as a program. We got a freshman out there, quarterback on varsity level in 6A ball. I'm going to tell you, we get this kid for 4 years. There's going to be some positive things happen. He'll get that as he matures and progresses. He'll get that ball out of his hands quick and get that first down, pick that first down up.
4th down, Panthers send out the punt team. Good snap. Punts away, high spiraling kick. It's going to hit at the 46-yard line. Get a Greenwood bounce. The Panthers are going to down the ball at the 49-yard line.
All right, Greenwood starting on our end. Not the start that we necessarily want. Again, it's a learning process when you start. Coach Lockridge told me that I believe we've got 18 kids that are starting right now, maybe 17 kids that are starting right now. They'll be returning for us next year. Many of them are sophomores. We've got a freshman out here. We've got a bright future as far as the kids returning, coming back. But it's nights like this that you get experience and you get better as a team and as a player when you play a number 1 team in the state. You cannot give them the ball, though, on this side of the field starting out the game.
Kane Archer's first pass is complete down to the 40-yard line.
This is what you're going to see out of Greenwood. They're going to be a no-huddle team. Their coaches are going to look at defensive alignment. They're going to play they've got 2 plays usually as far as in their pocket, a run-pass play. Archer's going to look. He's going to make the call he wants.
He's going to hand it off to Raggio off the right side. Raggio is tackled about the 33. Greenwood, doubles formation. They're going pretty quick. Archer drops back to pass. That pass is complete off the left side. That pass was caught by Braden Rennick.
It's one of the things you see. Greenwood being no huddle. It looks like a complex thing, but it really isn't. If you break down Greenwood, see what they're doing, it's a situation where it really isn't complex. They're just running a few plays out there, but they're very consistent with it, and they execute well. We didn't have a flat defender that covered out there. We rally to the flat. They take the easy 10-yard pass and get positive yards there on first down.
Caden Allen come up, not putting a whole lot of pressure on his left leg.
Yeah, you hate to see that right now, especially with our situation in the defensive backfield. We're a little beat up right now. Without talking too much about, I don't love to talk about injuries. First of all, just from a standpoint of leaving that to the coaches, but secondly, it's the next man up mentality. We have to have that mentality as we grow as a program. I know that we do. Coach Lockridge is a winner, and I can guarantee he's not making excuses with his kids out here. We're out here competing, and we're going to do that week in and week out.
Raggio kept it on the middle for a gain of 1. Notice the D-line really firing off the football here early. They're not backing down from it.
No, I agree.
Archer back to pass. He rolls out to his right. That pass is caught. Braxton Canada. It's going to bring up third down.
Big third down right here. Let's see what we can do here on third down on this end. That's a 2-down situation, I guarantee, for the Bulldogs right now. They're looking at have an opportunity for 2 here. Probably going to run the football. Nope.
Archer's pass is complete. Cooper Bland. He's going to be tackled about the 5-yard line for a first down.
What Greenwood's doing there is they're just getting a count in the box, a count on the perimeter. That's an RPO without a doubt. They had a man, a hat for a hat out on the outside on the perimeter, 2 for 2. They ran a little arrow route in the flat. They got its flank there and flipped the ball out for an easy first down.
Raggio up the middle, and that's a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
My prediction is this will be the state champion in the state of Arkansas this year in 6A. Just with the depth and the leadership that they have from the senior class here. I actually have heard that Greenwood and their lower ranks are not the same level of program coming up the pipe, but this senior class has been a special class for them here the last few years.
That kick is good by Braden Brewer. And the score is 7-0 here early in the first quarter.
I'm going to throw a positive out here that you'll see, and I encourage people, fans back home. I know there's some people watching since it's a away game tonight. You know, one thing that you're going to see in our staff, and this is what you see in the growth of the program, while I'm so proud of who these guys are, they're going to coach hard all game long. It doesn't really matter what the score is, and that's, I mean, I've watched a lot of football in my life and watched, your players really pick up the personality of your coaches. And if you watch our coaches, you watch them on any given night, they're coaching as hard at the first game as they are at the end of the game. It's a good group of men, high-character men that love kids and understand how to be successful. I think it's just a matter of time. I really think we're going to see some growth the next 2 years. I'm going to talk a little bit about the conference here after this kickoff, and we get a little break in action as far as what we're going to see next year in the conference and how things are really going to set up in a positive direction for Siloam Springs in the future.
Jaden Coleman and Freddie Renderos back deep for the Panthers. Kick is up. And it's received. He's going up the middle. And he makes it out to about the 21. I think it's Jaden Coleman.
Coach Lloyd, so much about winning is timing. And as far as you build a program, talked a little bit about this on the coaching show this week. Greenwood's out of the conference next year. They're actually dropping back to 5A. Shiloh Christian's bumping up to 7A with the classification rules of private schools. They've been in enough state championships. They've got a point total that pushes them up to 7A. We're losing the number 1 and the number 2 teams in the state out of our conference. Bringing in a couple teams that aren't anywhere near what those 2 teams are really sets up nicely for Siloam. We don't want to shy away from greatness, but at the same time, it is about timing and winning.
Absolutely. Buck sweep for the Panthers.
Well, Coach,
Peace.
let me ask you this. I want to ask you a question. It's kind of funny how you see so often you see football and baseball mirror each other. You see a lot of programs that are good football programs, also schools that have good baseball programs, and that's the case in our conference. We got some of the best baseball in the state in Class 5A, of course, in baseball. Talk a little bit about when you play a high-level squad after this play and how you prepare for that.
Well, I'm always concerned about our team. We're always concerned about our guys. Obviously, there's scouting reports that come into that. If we know we're facing a really good arm or if we have a really good lineup, we'll do certain things to prepare for that. But really, I always try to take care of our team. We take care of our side. Usually, things just kind of work out for themselves. Baseball is a little different than I would imagine football is. But you just take care of yourself, make the routine plays. The game will take care of itself. Benson rolls out. He's got a lot of space. He's across the 25 out to the 27.
Something that, and people wouldn't, from Siloam Springs probably hadn't heard of this, but we're actually doing it at Siloam now. They have something here called Speed Dogs, where they're training kids at the elementary, junior high level with their varsity football coaches all summer long in just speed training, learning how to run as athletes, learning how to move as athletes. It's something that we started this last summer at Siloam Springs. In all sports, all our varsity coaches are out there working with our young kids. I encourage parents that are out there, get your kid involved in this. Every sport needs to learn how to move, learn how to be an athlete. It's going to apply to everything we do, and we need to train high-level athletes at Siloam Springs. We got that going on. It'll happen again this summer. Got a block in the back.
Yep. Yeah, the Panther Speed Academy, that was a lot of fun this summer.
Yeah, you were out there, weren't you?
I was out there. We had got to meet our younger athletes and be involved, and I really enjoyed it. Kids had fun.
I say it over and over again, week after week. Siloam Springs is going to be a special place. It already is a special place, full of high character, fun people to be around, fun, and just enjoyable place to work, but a great place for kids to be raised in. But winning is on the horizon in all areas. I do believe that. We have a winning mentality starting at the top. Everything from our superintendent all the way to our school board is behind it, backing it. Right now we're getting ready to make great strides in our schools, have made great strides. Moving from schools that a few years ago were all C schools, now 4 of our 6 schools are B schools. That has to do with winning in all areas. And we're doing that right now at Siloam.
Bulldog offense back out on the field. Ball on the 24, highly touted quarterback Kane Archer is going to hand it off to Raggio up the middle, and that's stopped for no gain. Great job by the linebackers filling holes.
I like it. Good job. Winning on first down there, 2-yard gain.
Blake Huff, Boaz Benson. Greenwood going to spread it out here and go empty. Archer is going to take the snap on second down. He's going to look to his right. Throws out, that pass is complete. That's going to be enough for a first down. Braxton, Canada. I think we have Greenwood player down. Oh.
Hope this young man's all right here. Looks like he can't put any weight on that leg right now. Getting help getting off the field. Big injury for them. The kid's a good wide receiver for them.
Braxton, Canada, being helped off.
He's a kid that's had a good career. I've heard his name off and on. You always hate for it. It doesn't matter if you're your opponent or not. I mean, you hate to see a kid like that What year is that? What year is Canada?
Yep, he's a 10th grader.
Okay, it must have been an older brother then. I've heard that last name multiple
Yep.
times here at Greenwood, and that's what you do here at Greenwood.
Yeah.
They've got families here that produce athletes. 10th grader, but a kid, I'm sure that's a big loss for them to start wide receiver.
So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball on their own 45-yard line. Mario Dunbar and a running back. Archer's going to hand it to Dunbar up the middle, and he's tackled close to the line of scrimmage, gain of about 2 on the play.
One thing that you see Greenwood, if you pay attention, they've been in empty, they've been in doubles, they've been in a twin set with a sniffer. Now they're back to doubles and the 10 personnel, but you notice that they're not changing, they're not subbing in and out. They shift back into twins. They go in the boot, got the arrow out the flat. Let's see. Cross over the middle.
This is a really good ball. Gain tackled 9 defenders there to wrap him up.
What a team like Greenwood will do to you, though, is they run similar plays over and over again out of different looks. They're looking for alignments and how to attack. They're just running a few plays out of it, though.
Archer's going to slide down on 1st down for a gain of 2. First appearance watching Kane Archer play. It's the first time I've gotten to see him play. He's, you can tell he's just kind of patient back there. He's been doing this a long time. He looks comfortable. Defense doing a really good job stopping the run game. Archer rolls out, throws it on the run. Great pass, it's caught. Good pursuit by the Panthers as he's taken out about the 9-yard line for a 1st down.
We had 6 guys over there running the football and playing hard. We got to make that first tackle. Obviously, I mean, that's not something that can be overlooked. They picked up an extra 11 yards after contact on a comeback route there. But at the same time, kids playing hard, running to the football. You can tell it's something we talk about week in and week out with this defense is they do rally to the football.
Raji off the left side, brought back on the inside.
Really good job by the corner up top there, keeping his outside shoulder free, pushing that ball back into the defensive pursuit. Safety come down to make the play, but that really was made because that corner did not get sucked up in the play and made that kid have to cut back into the defense.
2nd down, ball on the 5-yard line. Archer's going to keep it himself off the right side. He's going to get the corner for a touchdown.
Just what we talked about on the top side,
Yep.
where the corner on the top side didn't get sucked down into the play. Down here on the bottom, we did. We are right now. We're playing some young kids at corner. We got, I believe, Bowerman's out right now.
Yep.
That's a loss for us right now. A young man that really, through the first 4 games, had a big first 4 games. Has been out the last 2 weeks, and it has shown up as far as for us in the defensive backfield. But again, guys are getting reps here. Guys are getting better. We just got to keep competing.
Franklin's kick is good. And that'll bring it to 14-0. Still here in the 1st quarter.
You guys got a little inter-squad scrimmage this week. Every once in a while, I talked about it. Every once in a while, I step out of out that front door over there at central office, and I hear that bat popping.
Yeah.
And you guys got after it a little bit this week. See good numbers out there in baseball.
We did.
Tell me a little bit about this week.
Yeah, we had a really good week of practice. We had a pretty good inter-squad on Tuesday. Got to see about 10 guys throw. We threw a lot of strikes, really put the ball in play, and you can tell over these first 6 weeks of the fall, we've come a long way, and I'm excited to see where we'll be, when April and May get here.
Well, it's a process. There's no doubt about it as you build a program, but we know that we hired the right people in baseball as far as what you guys are doing, starting with the Lloyds and yourself as the head coach and bringing your dad in as well. You guys have both won state championships and have a mentality of winning and know what it takes to win. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it starts by building a foundation. And I can see, I really enjoy watching you guys. You just do the little things right. Even how the kids are out there, what they look like in practice. I mean, I think how you look in practice halftime, that's the first step in how you carry yourself.
Sure.
And I see positive things happen.
Panthers going to hand the ball off at the middle. Really tough run. See who's running the ball. That is Xavier Pereira.
Good
He's
job.
been in at running back here the first couple drives.
That's a good job by Pereira there, putting his foot in the ground, reading the zone. Very good job running the inside zone, or I think they might be calling that push or duo. It's a version of inside zone, not true zone, but kind of a combo up to the backer.
Doubles formation. Benson went on a hard count there. Almost got him to jump. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Ball's on the 24. Benson checking the play. Benson takes the snap. Keeps it himself off the right side. He's going to be wrapped up right at the 24. Back to the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up another 3rd down. 3rd and 6.
Really neat atmosphere tonight. They just kind of got it all rocking in every direction. You see the little dogs over there as far as the group welcoming the kids on the field. You see the home stands are full. But truthfully, Andy, our home stands are consistently full too.
Yeah.
People at Siloam Springs love their kids and love their teams.
It's a great effort there by Titus. Comes up a little bit short of the 1st down. They're going to send on the punt team, 4th and 4.
Something that's not overlooked if you really look at just experience and how ball works. When you play year in and year out, you play in the state championship. By the time these seniors actually, a 4-year kid, a lot of times you don't think about this, a 4-year kid that got to play deep in the playoffs and played, truthfully, these guys have played in 3 straight state championships. When you play that kind of ball, you get actually a 5th season of experience. And it's just the importance of making the playoffs, making a run, and getting the experience of not only games but also multiple weeks every year of extra practice time for your young kids and just developing ball.
Yep. Boaz Benson on a nice coverage there. Yeah, and also a lot to be said for just kind of expecting to win. You see good programs and they just have always won and they don't really know any different. And then they come out there and they just kind of expect to win. There's a lot to be said for that.
There's no doubt about it, Coach. It's one of the reasons that we went after you. You've been at places where you've won, and that is the expectation. Really, the first step of winning is believing.
Yep.
And knowing how to win.
Yep.
And so we've got the same thing here with Coach Lockridge, a guy that, and again, I've said it, he's already won multiple state championships, been a part of championship-level teams in his past, has won at multiple levels. And listen, folks, he's going to win in Siloam Springs. Got to stay the course of building the program. It's just part of it. So you got to take your lumps as you build it. Football is, Coach Lloyd hit it around the head, football is a little different than other sports because it does take so much more depth.
Yep. Archer going to drop back. He's throwing the ball across the middle. That ball is caught. We do have a flag down.
I think it's defensive holding down here on the bottom.
Okay.
Stacking their guys up there. I love a stack formation and what the bind does as far as just with the leverage of both the safety and the corner. They're getting a two-look, getting a kind of a switch route there in a combo route and putting the safety in a big bind. Number 1 runs the safety off. They run the skinny with number 2.
Archer, he's had a really good game thus far. Every ball he's thrown has been right on the money. As another pass is caught out to the left side. That's complete out to the 35-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 7. Archer looking to throw again. Throws on the run. That pass is dropped.
Got a holding back here, I think. Big 60. Had our man wrapped up there as far as the shoulder pad level. I think they're going to get 60 for a hold. Let's see what they call.
Second and 17 as they're ready for play. Ball on the 45. Archer going on a hard count. We got another flag. That's going to be an illegal procedure on the Bulldogs.
Big opportunity here. Get a stop here on this third drive of the game.
Coach, talk a little bit when you have a quarterback kind of this caliber who's played this high level of football for this long. What do you try to do on the back end defensively?
You know, first thing you have to do is you got to be sound. You can mix up looks and you can give different looks in the secondary, but this kid's seen a lot. So you got to be sound in what you do and understand. One of the things that you do is you study on your film work and you understand their concepts and you try to take their best concepts away. I always, as a coach, I want to, and it doesn't matter if it's offense or defense, I want to look and see what do they do and what do they do well. And I want to make them play with their third play and their fourth play instead of their first and second play. And I think it's really important to try to get them off that. And you want to push a kid like this. I know he's mobile and he runs well, but he's a high school kid. And so if I can push him off his spot, not let him get just a simple drop and stay on his spot. And what I mean by his spot is getting him out of the pocket. And if I can, I want to push him to his offhand. Yeah. We talked about that last week. And your kid's going to be less dominant getting pushed to his offhand.
They did a good job of it there.
Yep, they did.
Really great coverage. Third down and long. Archer's going to look for the screen. It's going to be dumped over the top. He's wrapped up. Stuart Schwaninger was there. Adam Turner was there. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be it's going to bring up fourth down, I believe.
Yep, big fourth down right here. Look for the hitch. Look for the speed out. Just quick, simple game here.
I like that timeout by Coach.
You play a game like this, Coach Lloyd, you look for individual wins throughout the game. And this is an opportunity right here for a win. You look for opportunities to grow and to build on. By no means is this game out of stretch right now at 14-0. But this is a big opportunity here, not just for momentum in the game, but to build on as a defense against a high-caliber offense. A kid, again, going to UCF, Big 12 kid. The kid's going to be playing on Saturdays against the likes of Iowa State, against the likes of Kansas State, Kansas, Oklahoma State. This kid's going to – I mean, he's a legit player. You don't go to UCF if you're not a dude, and he's a dude. See what they do up top. Let's see, they got a single receiver. Got even the trips look here, 10 personnel. They're looking at our box count. Let's see if they look to the sideline on the call.
4th and 3.
Out,
empty up to empty. Archer's going to keep it himself up the middle. He's got a hole. He's going to cross the 5, and he's in the end zone. Well-designed play. They kept it in the hands of their best player, and he made a good play.
Yeah, they did. They got in trips. They motioned the back out, bumped our inside backer out. He got out a little wide, and they ran the quarterback keep up inside. Look, I don't even think it was a true draw. I think it was just a QB fold with their box count. And that's what they're doing. They're looking at the box count right now. Obviously, you got 5 guys on the line of scrimmage as offensive linemen. In that case right there, they felt good about a hat for a hat and ran the inside run.
Franklin's kick is good.
I love it as you drive into this town. You know, you see on every window, on every sign, in every yard, You can see the commitment to excellence and excellence in really in everything that they do in every sport. Outside of really the only sport that you don't see it in is probably boys basketball. Outside of that, they're winning state championships in baseball and football and girls basketball. They've done it in volleyball. They've done it in softball. They just got a really good program here. Really a credit. I listed off football coach. It really starts. A lot of people don't know this. A guy named Jerry Cecil, longtime athletic director here, really got things going and hired the right pieces and hired the right men. And like in anything, it's all about people.
Kick's going to go into the end zone. Panthers will take over on their 20. 1:43 to go in the first quarter. See if we can get that first down, kind of get a drive going, get settled in offensively. We got Mason Short in the backfield alongside Xavier Pereira.
Mason's a 500-yard rusher right now through 5 games. Got a chance at 1,000 yards in front of him on the season. Through the first 5 games, has been a steady kid for us all year long.
Xavier Pereira going to keep it off the left side. Well-designed play, hard run, across the 30. That's a first down. Great job by Xavier.
I hadn't seen a lot of Xavier this season. It's kind of a new look for us. I like what they just did right there. Obviously, kid's been blocking backside defensive end on zone, and we give him a little bit of a misdirection look right there with the fullback, and big positive game.
First down. Benson's going to hand it to him again. Said, why not? He runs hard again across the 41.
Tell you what, when you get that misdirection look and you start to affect the backside inside linebacker, all of a sudden the front side becomes open on the cutback on zone. And we'll see how this influences, because it is going to slow down. I like the play calls there by Coach. It's going to slow down the flow of backers to the ball. Let's see if we see some front side inside zone or outside zone now.
Same formation. Benson's going to hand it to Short off the right side.
There it is.
Great blocking up front.
Good positive drive right here, Coach.
Yes, sir. Another first down for the Panthers. Ball out to the 45.
Set up really well there with that little, it's not a true misdirection play, but running away from tendency and slowing down the flow of backers. They're hearing it from their coach, to slow down, be gap sound, read your keys. And anytime you make that linebacker kid not just go, but he actually has to read his keys, it slows it down a little bit.
Schwaninger, he's going to check in for Xavier. Benson will roll out to his left. He's got his eyes up. He's going to keep it himself. He's got a little bit of room. He's across to the 50-yard line. Made it out to midfield. Gain of 5 on the play.
I'm going to say this again. This is what I love about Titus. I'm big on this for quarterbacks now. I want them up before the guy that tackled them, and Titus is always up before the guy that tackles him. He's got a level of toughness for a freshman that's going to carry him in the future. Got to see Titus last night, Coach, in the school board meeting. It says a lot about the young man. Right now he's working with some of our Special Olympics stuff, and you could just see his heart and true joy in his heart to serve those kids, and the joy in their heart, and just a friendship between the kids that he was working with. I loved hearing it last night. It really made me think a lot of Titus as a young man, and the Benson family raising a young man that has a heart to serve.
That's awesome. He has a very infectious personality. Just kind of smile when you're around him. I smile when I'm in the lunchroom around him.
Yeah, I agree. And he's a competitor too.
That's the end of the first quarter. Panthers on the drive. They've got the ball at midfield here to start the second quarter.
Kind of settled in here a little bit offensively.
Yep.
One thing that you'll find, and I really believe this, our offensive line is going to match up to a lot of people. We've got talent. We got a young kid there at the strong guard position. We flip our line a little bit, but we got the Swanger kid is a tough physical kid. Obviously a huge upside in football. Will be a college football player. His brother playing at Air Force right now. Obviously, they've got some genetics in that family that are producing some high-level football players. But we also got a crop of other kids up there that are having success. Coach talked about we got 3 of the 5 coming back next year. 2 seniors playing really good ball this year for us on the offensive line. But we've got some young kids coming up the pipe that are going to fill in those voids. And look for our offensive line to be pretty special over the years. I'm going to tell you right now, and you can put this one in the bank. We got a young man named Jackson Bray that's our offensive line coach. I got to coach him. The kid's a warrior, but he's a heck of a ball coach and one of the best young offensive line coaches in the state of Arkansas. Just glad that he's a Panther.
2nd and 5, empty backfield. Benson's going to take the snap. He's going to keep him himself. He's going to get to the Bulldog 48. That'll bring up 3rd down.
When you're in this position right here, down 21-0, I promise you that coach is thinking about 2 play calls right here. And we'd love to get it on 3rd and medium right here, 3rd and 4. But if we can get it down there in 4th and 1, 4th and 2, we'll take that as well. Got Big Benson back there. Okay, I think
that's Stewart.
Is that Stewie over there? Okay.
Benson keeps it himself. Great play design for a 1st down for your Panthers.
Going to counter back this way. I like it. Here's what happens when you run the quarterback in football. It makes it 11 on 11. When you do not run the quarterback, you're a man short. You got to obviously you hold the backside with play action, and you do some other things when you don't have a mobile quarterback. We got a mobile quarterback, and you're going to see this more and more with the Benson kid. Right now, he's doing a really good job this drive.
Short. Oh, we've got a reverse. We've got a flea flicker. He's going to throw it out of bounds. Great job by Titus to throw it away.
It's going to be close here. Let's see. They going to throw the flag? No.
I think he got it back to the line of scrimmage.
Did he? Okay. I don't mind that call. You're taking a shot. You're competing. Setting up, see if you can. Sometimes you got to pull some little trickeration out when you play teams like this. That reverse flea flicker does a lot of things.
They did throw it, Coach.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he got it back. He definitely was in the pocket when he threw the football. But let's see what they call here. Yeah, thought it was intentional. Granted, there was no receiver in the area. It's a big penalty for us right there. It's going to really, really put us behind the sticks here. It's going to be a spot foul back where he threw the ball plus yardage from the spot.
And a loss of down, I believe.
Yeah, it is a loss of down penalty.
It's going to be about a 20-yard penalty.
Yeah.
They're still showing.
We'll see how we respond to this. Again, a learning opportunity, but have had some positive things happen with 3 first downs in this drive.
Benson back to pass. Rushed out of the pocket. Ball's dropped by Mason Short. Bring up 3rd and long.
They're sitting on that slip screen of the boundary right there. Been a play for us this year, in particular through the first 4 games. I had first 3 games, really non-con, had a lot of success in non-conference with that slip screen. Let's see what you can do some things off the slip screen too. You start seeing teams set on it. Let's see what we do in the future on that.
Pereira in the backfield. Benson takes the snap. He looks to his right. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to dump it to Marcus Smith. That pass is caught. It's a gain of about 8, but it will bring up 4th down.
All right, let's talk about the positives here. Got 3 first downs this drive. Moved the football. Offensive line really won the battle as far as running the football. Obviously we're punting, but what we've done here, we get a good punt here, and we flipped the field. We haven't given the ball at midfield. It's what you have to do against a team like Greenwood. You can't give the ball on the 50. You have to flip the field. Mason Short all year long has been a very solid punter for us, averaging somewhere around 35 yards a punt, and a lot of it's net.
Good snap. Short's punt. End over end kick. He's going to kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. That's a good punt. No return. Ends up being a little over a 30-yard punt, but no return, making Greenwood start inside their own 30-yard line. First time all game long they've had a pretty average field position here. Let's see what they do coming out, see how the defense responds. But really some positive looks there by the offense. Picked up 3 first downs. That's Greenwood starting off defense out there. Moved the football. Saw an offensive line really that held their own. I didn't see – we're not losing ground on the run game. We're having success. And I'll give the credit here to Coach Marsh here too. He's running some stuff as far as some holding the backside inside linebacker, holding the backside defensive end with the read game with the quarterback, as well as running some misdirection with his fullback and slowing that defense down and then attacking on the front side with our outside zone. Seeing a lot of positive here. Tell you, last night also got to see one of the things right now is Coach Ruggieri and the tennis team right now, Coach, heading into the state time. And it's a little different state. We talked about it on the drive down here. The seeding's a little bit different. They get a chance to look at it not just by record, but by their club seeding and some different things like that. You were explaining on the way down here. You got a second? You can talk about that.
Yeah, they did well in the conference tournament last week. We have, I believe, 2 boys doubles teams that advanced to state and a girls doubles team that advanced to state. Great job by the defense.
Great play.
I don't want to get this wrong. I know one of the boys' teams went 14-0 in conference. The other one went 13-1.
I talked team that's 11-3 as well.
Yes. Yeah, Coach Ruggieri, they got the bracket came out today. They ended up the way the conference chairs vote on the seeding, I take it, and we'll be playing Valley View. I think both of our boys' teams will be playing Valley View. So good matchup in the state tournament. Excited for them to get to experience that.
Not just experience, Coach. I think we got a chance to go down there and do something about
it. Try to make it to I think they play 2 matches on Monday, and if you make it to the semifinals, they come back for the semifinals and finals on Tuesday, and Coach Ruggieri has spoken really highly of them, and I know she's excited and the kids are excited. They've done a great job this year.
They should, in that brand new facility we got over there. Yeah. You look at our facilities right now, Coach. The facilities are pretty special.
Absolutely.
Our football field, obviously, and arena have been there for a while, but they're as good as anybody's got. I've always thought the football field at Siloam Springs is it's a neat setup. But now you look over there across the parking lot, and you look over there and see that softball and baseball complex, the tennis complex behind it. It's just beautiful. I mean, we got a beautiful high school. It's a special place. Big things happening. And facilities do matter in the race as people move into Northwest Arkansas, and with our kids that have it, it's a great experience for kids to play in the level of facilities that we have.
Yeah, they did a wonderful job. It's Coach Ruggieri was just talking the other day. We got some of the best tennis courts in the conference. She said it's really not close, and I'm proud to be able to be there.
Yeah, as you bring in staff and you bring in people, you for instance, I know when Shane Patrick and myself. Part of getting great people is you got to recruit them, and one of the things we did, we met you out there on Sunrise.
Yes, sir.
We met you out there at Sunrise on a weekend to let you see that sun come up over that beautiful baseball field.
That was beautiful.
And, obviously you had other reasons than just the facility to come here, but it never hurts to have something like that.
Archer's on the move here. He's across the 40. He's got a little speed to him.
He does have speed. I'll also tell you he's running pretty loose with that ball.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
Yep.
He landed awkwardly. Looked like he might have hurt his knee. I don't want to. His foot kind of stuck in the ground there a little bit, but that'd be a big loss, man. This kid's had a great career, but he knew as soon as he went down, you saw him try to get back up, and he went right back down again. You hope for Kane Archer that he's all right, but. Focusing over here again, back to what we were talking about here in this little run here of sitting here waiting to see if the Archer kid's going to be all right. You look at what we've got in facilities. You look, even over in our track complex, pretty special place. All right, he hopped up. He's good. He's running off the field. I like to see that.
Yep.
Don't ever want to see it. We want to beat an opponent. We want to go after an opponent, but we definitely want to see the health of all players out on the field. Nobody wants to win, I promise you. As you get to know me, I hate to lose, but I don't want to see a kid get hurt out there.
Cruz Coatney in at quarterback for the Bulldogs. He'll take it 1st and 10. Ball on the 43. He throws it out to the right. The pass is incomplete. Broken up. I believe that was Freddie Renderos.
Cruz Coatney. Coatney's the son of a former offensive coordinator and head football coach of Van Buren, a former offensive coordinator at Fayetteville High School. But he's got the pedigree and the genes to be a good quarterback in the future at Greenwood.
Archer's back into the game. His pass is incomplete. Not sure he's.
No, he's hurt.
I think he is.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. He might just have to take some time and get a little. He might have got knocked knees or something like that. So it's going to take a little bit of time. They wouldn't have put it. I promise you, they would not have put Kane Archer back out here if they had any risk of further injuring him.
3rd and long. Panthers chance to get off the field. Archer back to pass. Boaz Benson gets there, comes back. Archer off the left side. We've got a flag.
Got holding. Maybe offensive lineman downfield too. Let's see, I'm looking here. It doesn't look like any offensive lineman went downfield, but the penalty looked like holding. It's from an odd spot, truthfully. The side judge usually doesn't throw holding on the offensive line. I don't know where his eyes are. That's not what his responsibility is, but we'll take it, man, if that's what they're going to call.
Greenwood backing up. It is a holding.
Everything's got mechanics to it, and that includes officials. Usually you don't get side judges that are 10 yards downfield calling a hold on the offensive lineman in the box, but we sure will take it. I don't know what the back judge was doing on that, but it's pushed him back here 3rd and long.
It's going to be 3rd and 20.
Look for a switch route over the middle here. We've got middle field open, too high safety.
Archer going to throw a screen. He's got a little ball on the ground.
I love it.
It looked like it popped back up to the receiver. I'm not sure. They're marking 4th down, so Greenwood did recover the ball. This is going to be 4th and long, but Greenwood's going to send out the punt team.
Let's talk about the last 2 possessions, Coach Lloyd, right? I mean, 3 first downs on offense. Come back here. This is Greenwood's varsity now. 3 first downs on offense. Move the football out past midfield. Obviously had a big penalty on an intentional grounding play. Come back on this side. Greenwood gets 1 first down, and then on 3rd down they got the first down, and now we hold them here and create a punt situation here. Let's see if we continue to have some positive things happen.
Short punt. Panthers going to get great field. That ball bounced backwards, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach Benson is fired up, as he should be.
I love it. You got Benson out there. You got Hahn out there. Bowerman out there. I'm telling you all, watch our coaches coach. Watch the passion they have for these kids and how they have mentality. And the kids will feed off that over time. There's no quit out here. There's no mentality that we're playing Greenwood and we're not going to compete. We've got the right people, the right men here leading this program. We just have to give it time to develop, especially with young kids out there. That's Cade Archer over on the other side that's going to the University of Central Florida in the Big 12. We've got a freshman on our side right now. It just takes time to develop depth and what's going to happen in our program. We've got to give that time. I want to give credit to big tackle over there, Suarez, right? Correct?
You're talking about the left tackle?
Yeah, for us. Yeah, big Suarez. You know, you got Mason Short. You got some kids that are seniors that are key cogs to what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build. That Jack's another kid that's a senior, done a really good job the last couple weeks of competing. They're really proud of that young man.
Benson going to look back off the left side. He's going to jump throw. Oh, almost complete to Mason Short out of the backfield.
Yeah, I love it. I love that play. It's one of my favorite plays. It's a half roll they're faking the outside zone. A lot of times that kid gets lost off the play action, so they're going to half roll back to the right. Nobody stays with Mason as they pull the corner with a crossing route, and you throw it to him out the back gate. If he can get that ball out there with a little more depth, he walks into the end zone.
Absolutely. He was wide open.
I don't think there's anything wrong with play action pass on first down either.
2nd and 10. Benson going to hand it to Short. Short cuts back, keeps his feet moving, as always, and falls forward.
We got 2 downs to get 4 yards. Coach, we are winning right now the last 2 possessions on offense. When it comes to the run game, we're winning the battle on the offensive line.
Yes.
Right now our offensive line is moving Greenwood's defensive linemen, getting to the next level. You can see Greenwood a little bit of a late getting up to the line of scrimmage here. Short does a good
Short
job.
finds the
come
lane.
on,
We
man.
do have a flag.
That's the danger sometimes of, one of the things as a play caller, I'm not questioning at all Coach Marsh because I'm telling you, Coach Marsh is doing a great job on offense this year. One of the dangers in high school football is running to that opposite sideline.
Yep.
Guys in their ear over there, whether it was a hold or not, I'm sure he saw it. It probably was a hold because you can call hold every play, really at any level, NFL, college, or high school. There's a hold to be called, but that's a big hold call right there because that's a great block on that side and a great run by Mason Short for a first down. But let's get back here. Still, I'd say if we get decent yardage on this play right here, it's going to put us in a 2-down situation. We're probably going to go for it. If we can get anywhere inside of 4th and 6 or less, I'd say. Proud of our young men, Coach Lloyd, right here.
Yeah.
Really took it in the mouth. The first 3 drives, Greenwood marched up and down the field, but we are competing in this game. Here we go, counter to the quarterback.
Vincent's going to keep it. He's
This
going to
kid
get.
compete, man. I like it.
It's going to be 4th and 10.
See what we do. See what Coach Lockridge has in the bag here, whether he wants to punt the ball or go for it here on 4th and 10.
Offense is going to stay out there.
Okay. Nothing to lose, right? You have that
Nothing.
mentality.
Nope. I like the call. Let's see if the offense can dial it up.
You're playing with an extra safety down the box, playing in the middle, kind of robbing there. Let's see what they do.
Vincent, that pass is deflected. That was a great job by Cody Johnson getting his hands up. Panthers will turn the ball over. Still a great drive, just didn't finish it.
Moving the ball. Boy, it's hard as a competitor for me. This is the first time I've ever done any type of a live stream. I've always coached, in the last few years I've always been an administrator, but it's hard for me to not talk about that play call up top. Not sure that was a hold, but it was called by the official there. Let's see.
Yeah, the live stream's different for all of us. Me, you, Coach Stewart.
Yeah, we're all fresh in this.
Yes, sir.
I've had a great year this year. I already knew you from before, but just continue to build a relationship with 2 great men, and you and Coach Stewart.
Greenwood going fast. They do have a first down across the 50 down to the 45.
I miss old Coach Stewart. He wasn't able to come tonight. He had a basketball. Obviously, we're always going to do our sport first before live stream, and he's at Fayetteville right now competing down there at the University of Arkansas.
Second and 4. Ball to 39. Archer is going to hand it off to Dunbar. Stopped.
The Big Stu, or is
I
that
think that was Big Stu.
good play? Squeezed down tight for that defensive end position and made that tackle. Good job by the big man.
Brings up 3rd down. Archer hands it off to Dunbar up the middle. He's going to fall forward for a first down.
So why has not the score exploded like it had in the first quarter? It's because the offense played defense for us, getting first downs, running the clock, moving the ball again here a little bit.
Playing hard. Greenwood gets a first down. Ball's on the 14. Archer's going to keep it himself. He almost dropped it. He's going to find his way into the end zone.
I hadn't seen a lot of negative things out of Cade Archer tonight, but one thing I will tell you, over the course of this year, they're going to play some teams going to have to compete for a state championship, and how he carries the football, he's going to have to shore that up and get 3 points of pressure on that thing, especially at the next level in college, because you'll see those guys that you watch on a Saturday. You see when guys are tackling, that next guy coming in is punching at that football over and over again. He's holding that thing with one hand out there like a loaf of bread. He's going to have to get a little bit better at that. But obviously the kid's an athlete, gets in. Greenwood gets up on us 28-0 here if they push in this extra point.
Franklin's kick is good.
You're going to, right now, score, if somebody watch from home, if you're not watching the game, you just see the score on Fearless Friday or just an update out there. You see 28-0. But, Coach, I see right now kids are out there competing and fighting, have pride. They don't like to lose. None of us like to lose. I promise these coaches don't like to lose. But, again, it's part of the process. It's part of the growth. I like the fact that I still see kids out there competing and playing hard.
Absolutely. Just two little things. The last couple drives, we had the intentional grounding, which was a really close call that kind of killed that drive. And then we had the holding that we had the first down on the outside zone that kind of killed that drive. I mean, you take away those two plays right there,
yeah,
and we're having even more success than we were. We'll try it again here on offense as Greenwood is going to kick the ball off. That ball is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Panthers going to roll out to the right. That pass is caught. I think that was, Xavier Pereira, nice catch.
Kid's had a good game out there competing. The kid that I just haven't heard a lot of this year. What grade is this kid in?
Xavier Pereira, he is a junior.
Okay, another kid got coming back next year. Good athlete.
Yeah, they've got him as linebacker here on the roster. Moving him over to offense, looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he needs to be on offense. Obviously, we want to continue to grow the defensive side of football. That was spoken like a true offensive coach that he needs to be on offense.
They're going to hand it to him again, up the middle. Little gain. Bring up 3rd and 5. Stuart Schwaninger is going to check in for Mason Short. Benson takes a snap, hands it off to Xavier Pereira. He's going to be tackled for a loss. That'll bring up 4th down.
Really needed that drive. We're hoping to get a couple first downs and try to close out this half.
Yeah.
We'll have to punt here. Greenwood's going to get the ball somewhere around midfield. Unable to flip the field here. Archer's going to have a chance here from midfield to close out the half.
Snap's good, great punt, high spiraling kick. I think he had a fair catch sign. He drops the football on the 35. They're gonna call it
It's actually
dead.
it's supposed to be a penalty.
It should be.
It doesn't look like they're going to call it, but it's a penalty. If you fair catch the ball and you run after you fair catch, it's a penalty.
I wonder if him dropping the football, if it got him like, well, do I have to run now, or if he didn't know.
It's supposed to be a delay game penalty is what that's supposed to be.
Was the ball? Did he drop that ball? He did.
He did.
Yeah, that probably negated that.
So 1st and 10, great punt. Bulldogs will take over on the 35. Archer in the backfield. Dunbar at running back. As Archer's going to take the snap. He's looking to throw. Pass is complete off to the left side. Makes a man miss. He's going to make it out almost to midfield. Great catch and run by Benton Hossley. That'll be 1st down, ball on the 50. Archer takes the snap, looks to his right. Pass is caught. He's got a lot of space in front of him. He's going to get across the 40 down to about the 35, 36-yard line.
The big play here on 1st down.
Defense getting lined up. Archer, he's just keeping his eyes up. Great job trying to keep him in the pocket. Pass is thrown, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. It's a good job on winning 1st down. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Clock will stop at 2:26 to go here in the half. Wesley Raggio back in a running back. They'll fake it to him as Archer drops back. He's looking deep. He does have a man open. That ball is caught. He's going to make it across the 10, across the 5, down to the 2.
You have a face mask here, I think. Going to get a half a distance.
Yeah. Benton Hossley get on the reception.
Get it down to the 1 yard line. Probably here on this, I believe it's a face mask. We knew coming into this game it was going to be a tall task. Number 1 team in the state of Arkansas. There's been a phase here, a chunk in the middle of this game where, in the middle of this first half, where I feel like we competed well. Obviously, there's been some phases that have broke down. They're the number 1 team in the state for a reason. Again, I talked about that indoor complex over there on the other side. Well, I think it's a beautiful thing. That was one of the first in the state of Arkansas that Greenwood built here. I remember back in the day when they built this thing. It's pretty special to have that indoor facility that they have here at Greenwood. A lot of pride in what they're doing in athletics. Obviously, it shows.
So 1st and goal, ball on the 2. Archer checking the sideline. 15 to go on the play clock. Game clock is running. Archer hands it off to Dunbar. They stopped him short.
Good play, good penetration there by the defensive line. The big Benson, wasn't it?
That was Benson.
Yeah. Great job by Benson there, staying low, staying in his gap, being gap sound. Then we cleaned it up there on the next level with linebackers coming over the top. But that's a good play there. It's tough down there on the 1 yard line, especially when they're running the spread that they are.
Greenwood will huddle up here. So
see if they go quarterback. Yeah.
Archer keeps it himself. He's falling forward into the end zone. That's another touchdown.
It's the shotgun version of the quarterback sneak. That's
Yep.
what that was. Just a wedge by the offensive line, getting up in there. Hey, one thing, Coach Lloyd, let's just talk about something positive in Siloam Springs right now. Let's talk about if you want to compare our band to Greenwood's band, we are whipping tail in band. There ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But talk about or Mr. Hodge and what he's done. This last week had a chance to go in Bentonville and compete against the other 7A programs and come out on top. Some great bands there, and Mr. Hodge and his kids who are all in. You're going to see a growth in the program as we continue to grow as a school and what we're doing. He's got a great staff of band directors, assistant directors rather, and he's got some great kids and some great families behind it that have really bought into it. The vision of Mr. Hodge, a guy that's come from a big school, had a lot of talent, a lot of experience of success, and he's shown that here. I don't know if there's a better band in the state of Arkansas than what we have. We really don't care what it is, what we do. We want to win in everything that we do. Don't care if it's fine arts. Don't care if it's sports. Don't care if it's academics. We just want to be successful in what we do. Winners win, and there's no doubt about it. Daniel Hodge is a winner.
Landon Franklin will tee it up here with 53 seconds to go in the half. Freddie Renderos is going to watch it go into the end zone for a touchback.
$35-0. Well, the second half's going to go quick, Coach, with the running clock. It is what it is. That's the rules in high school football. It's a tough one coming out second half. It looks like it could be a short night here at Greenwood. Has some things to build off of, some things that Coach Lockridge, I'm sure, will focus on. I'm going to say right now, one bright spot, one area that I really want to give credit to right now is our offensive line. They've gone out, they've competed, and they've been successful in multiple drives.
They really have. They've gotten a great push as we're going to hand the ball off again. Another great run. I think that's Xavier Pereira on the carry.
It might be one of the futures right there, future runners in Siloam football. I think Pereira's going to have some success down the road. A little bowling ball.
Yeah.
He put together pretty well for, not that he's that tall of a kid, but
5'4", 170 pounds.
5'4", 170. It's about like having a 5'10" kid that's around 200 probably. Yeah, he's a thick little kid, but he's quick, fast twitch, and does a really good job fitting in there and reading the zone.
Last play of the half. Benson takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Pereira off the right side. He'll be tackled, and that'll be it for the first half. Scores Greenwood 35, Siloam 0. But several bright spots there in the first half, Coach. I mean, they've played hard. Offensive line has played well. Xavier Pereira has been a big part of our offense so far today, and see how they come out in the second half. It will be a running clock, but just a couple plays short of really putting some points on the board here in the first half.
Coach, you look out here as we walk off this field and really hustle off this field, go into the locker room. As you build this baseball program, it's one of the things I wanted when I asked you to be a part of the live stream situation. The same with Coach Stewart, is really give the public not just a look into our football program and get a chance to really marry multiple programs together. Which is what we want. We want to be one team here in Siloam Springs, and that's we talked about on the way down here. You said to me, Coach, I really have it's a unique experience to see so many people for each other, and just good people.
Yep.
As you've come in here, talk a little bit about your experience starting out at the high school and just what you shared with me on the way down here. I think it's important for people to hear from. You're no longer an outsider, you're an insider, but you, just like I was, we both came from different places and places that have had a lot of success. Talk a little bit about what you see.
Well, the first thing I notice is it's kind of easy for sports to be individualized, and they really care about their sport because that's the sport that they coach. But the very first thing that jumped off to me was how supportive Coach Lockridge was of me and hiring our baseball staff that we have that are also football coaches and doing a great job at the middle school, but just very supportive in who he hired there, and then allowing us to use their weight room in the mornings. And Coach Benson's actually helping me with the actual weights of that, and just that was the first thing out of the gate is what I noticed is we want everybody to be successful, and we do share quite a few athletes. And we've all been great with that. It's been good to work with Coach Ruggieri. She's out there at tennis, but baseball field is out there with her. So I've watched her and her softball program progress over the fall, and it's just been great working with all the coaches and the staff, Coach Stewart, and I don't know. It's just been a great experience so far.
You know, Coach Stewart is a guy that you see it. He just does a great job. I watch him relate with kids, have just be steady in what he does. Has had a lot of success as a head basketball coach in multiple programs. For those that haven't listened in the past, you know, I said it. I think it was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. Had a young man. And I say young man, young guy that's probably 30, 31, 32 that walked up to me. Saw I had some Siloam gear on and came up to me and said, "Hey, do you know Tim Stewart?" I said, "Of course, yeah, I work with him." And he said, "Man, made me who I am today. Made a difference in my life." You know, that's the kind of people that we have at Siloam Springs. You see what's going on with cross country right now. It's a credit to them as far as what they're doing and the success that they have year in and year out. Just we got positive things happen. We got to continue to build. Football is a big part of it. It is what it is. It opens up the year. It really sets. You want to go study successful school districts, and you'll see that football, on a consistent basis, has a lot to do with that because it opens up the school year. It sets the tone for a school and what's going on. I truly believe that athletics and fine arts teaches kids how to win, teaches kids how to be disciplined, how to respond, how to be teammates. How to compete and how to go through tough, just hard times. It's going to be how it is in life. Not everything's going to be handed to you. Everything's going to be easy. And that's what we're going through right now as we continue to build. We hired Coach Lockridge here for a reason because he knows how to build it. And it's not going to be built overnight. It's going to take time. And that is what he's doing. Everything that Coach Lockridge does is with purpose. And it's just going to take some time to build, and we know that. We're going to take a break here at halftime. 16 minutes left to go here in halftime. We come back. We'll start the second half against the number 1 team in the state of Arkansas, Greenwood Bulldogs. Right now we're down 35-0. Come out second half. Let's get after it. And let's go compete. Want to welcome everyone back here as we start the second half. Minute here before the second half goes. Again, number one team in the state, the Greenwood Bulldogs here at Smith Robinson Stadium. We talked about it at the beginning. Greenwood's a special place, a neat place to come and compete at. I do feel like for a good portion of that first half, our kids laid it out on the line. Right now, Greenwood's a little bit much right now where we're at, but I fully expect us, like always. Coach Lockridge has our kids out here playing hard. We got a special guest up here in the booth. We try to do this every game, is to shine the light on some of the great things that are happening in our district. And there's, we talked earlier about the band and what Mr. Hodge is doing. There's one area that we need to talk about, and I've noticed it since I've been here at Siloam Springs, and that's what Jackie Clement's done here with our cheer team. Not only do I see them consistently loving on our teams and supporting our teams at a high level, but they also do their own thing. Cheerleading is a sport, and they go and they compete, and they've not just competed, but they've won. They are a program for us right now that is a big, bright spot for us. Last year placing third in the state of Arkansas, and then going on and winning at the nationals level, and has consistently year in and year out done that. Another neat thing, we'll talk about that in a second with Miss Clement, but with Coach Clement rather, but it is also what they do with our special needs kids. But let's talk first. Coach Clement, welcome here to the game. I'm glad you come up here and join us. We wanted to bring you up here. I can't tell you how much we appreciate you and what you do, but if you could talk a little bit about what you got coming here. I know you said in December is your state competition coming up. Talk a little bit about that and what we have here in the future.
Okay, well, this year we have decided to switch divisions, and we're going to go to 5A all-girl division, and typically we compete in the co-ed division. And I lost all my senior boys this year, and so I'm building a new team of boys with the JV competition team, which is new this year. So they're going to be competing at local competitions. And my girls are ready. They're excited about competing in 5A all-girl division, and so we're looking forward to that, competing in a different division and hoping to bring home another state title to Siloam Springs, Arkansas.
I like it, Coach. And I like here's what I like, and you're going to find you're getting to know me a little bit here in the last year or so. But one thing you'll find about me is I love to win, and I love to be around winners, and I love what you're doing with this program. And you talk about it right there. You talk about winning another state championship, and I like that mindset. That's it starts out. And everything that we do, we want to win, and you guys are an example of that for us. Talk a little bit about maybe some of your senior girls that have really committed to your program and what they're doing this year.
We have so many great seniors this year, and we've got a lot of great juniors this year, and all of them have been invited to multiple college recruitments to sign and cheer at the next level. I've got one right now that's being recruited by a very, very good cheerleading team in Florida, and she's a junior, and so all of our juniors and seniors are being recruited by D1 and D2 schools right now for upper level cheerleading to continue on. And this summer, I actually had two of my cheerleaders were selected to maybe be on the Olympic team in the future. So
sounds like some pretty special stuff there. Andy, you got Greenwood moving the ball here, starting out the second half. One thing you're going to find with a team like Greenwood is, I think they still got their dudes in there starting out the second half. Usually first drive you'll see that coming out of the second half. They got a mix, though, some backup kids in there. Is that Coatney?
That's Coatney at quarterback. So they switched out quarterbacks, but they still got starting running back in. Yeah,
starting offensive line as well. You're going to see that they're going to keep this with this first drive, I'm sure. Running clock, this thing's going to end pretty quick, but we want to still continue to compete. I like the sounds Coach Clement, for all the opportunities that our young girls and young ladies get from this, and our young men in the past. It's something that I wasn't here, but I've got to see in the last few years of kids, some of the boys that have competed for us in cheer, and some of the things that they've done as far as stunning and the opportunities that they have had, I'm sure, for some of them as well.
My whole senior class last year signed with colleges, and they're all cheering at the college level.
Wow.
That's really awesome. So, that's a lot of opportunities there for kids to go to the next level, get a higher level education, and also compete at the next level, which is a pretty special situation. Talk real quick. I think my mom was I grew up in a home. My mom she's a Hall of Fame volleyball coach in the state of Missouri, but she was a special education teacher for over 30 years, and it's a special place in my heart with the Special Olympics, but also just what you guys do with our special needs program.
Yeah,
could you talk a little bit about that?
We started the Unified Special Olympics cheer team And that was something that we took on. This will be our third year to do it. And it has been such a rewarding experience for us. So the first time we had a unified team, we had a mixture of our special education partners and our unified partners together, and went down to compete at state, and they won a state championship as well, the unified team. And then last year we competed in several regional competitions. And then this year we're going to take them back to state again. So it worked out that I think we're going to be able to take them back to state, and they're very excited to compete in that. And that has just been a rewarding experience for my athletes as well. They'll tell you that's one of the most favorite things that they do all year long is to work with those athletes.
I got to see it some last year. And, one of the things, it's not just the opportunity to work with them, but just you see like a level of relationship that's built between the two.
Of course,
true
yes.
Friendships between our kids and what they're doing. I talked a little bit earlier about Titus Benson and some of the things he's doing with our special needs kids. We saw it at the school board meeting last night. We're one big team in Siloam Springs, and you're a great example of that, Coach Clement. And we're blessed to have you in Siloam Springs. I love how what your expectations are with your cheer squad. It's not just being part of a cheer squad. There's expectations of discipline and doing things right, and that's seen in how you guys compete and how you guys carry yourself. And we're just we're fortunate and lucky to have you here, and I want to tell you how much we appreciate you.
Thank you. We love cheering for Siloam Springs.
All right. Well, you have a great night.
All right,
it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was like, oh no.
We'll see.
Coach Clement, awesome person. She caught me in the office today, Coach, and she said, hey, be ready. We're going to come out there to a baseball game, cheer at your baseball game. I said, that's awesome.
I love it.
So she said she can make it to all the spring sports too, and that's just kind of the embodiment of the culture between the coaches. They're just very supportive.
You forget the position that I have as the HR director. I have to deal. Obviously, I get to cheer people like Coach Clement and yourself on, but sometimes I do have to deal with the HR director in the sense of accountability. I didn't think about somebody getting called up to the press box and not being told exactly what they're getting called up for by the HR director. She had a little bit of look in her eyes like, I don't think I've done anything wrong, but obviously she hasn't. She's a great one. She's a great employee, loves kids, and does a great job here. All right, here we go. First drive of the second half. Let's get down. Let's get on the scoreboard here. Let's get something cooking here in the second half.
Defense got a big stop on fourth down. And Panthers have got a first down on the first drive of the second half as Titus Benson is in a quarterback, Xavier Pereira. Benson's going to throw. He's off to his right. He's going to be brought down from behind. He's got to about the 26-yard line for a loss of 9.
Not what we want here on first down, but let's see what we can do to cut this yardage down on second down. We need to try to get at least get into a third and manageable situation. If you can get in that 3rd and 8 range and try to pull off, you don't try to get a first down in this situation right here in second and 25 or second and 22 maybe. You try to cut this distance in half if you can.
Panthers will go empty as Benson will roll out to his left. That pass is going to be complete. Hudson Lockridge on the reception. That'll bring up 3rd and 12.
Hudson's done a good job the last couple weeks. Another young man, junior, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Hudson's another young man that we'll have coming back next year as he develops that chemistry with the quarterback in Benson, and is just a bright spot. Obviously, Coach Lockridge's son. Pretty neat situation to get to coach your own boy out here on the field, and something that your dad, who was an employee of ours, and he'd probably say the Coach Lloyd.
Yes.
But that you got to play for your father. I know that's a pretty.
It's a really neat experience. Benson's going to throw it out again. That pass is going to fall incomplete to Lockridge. Yeah, it's pretty neat. And then obviously on this side, getting to coach with him too. Yeah.
I see the relationship that you guys have. It's something that's it's very evident. You got a dad out there that is super proud of you and what you're doing, and I think it's just, as a father, I look at my 3 daughters. There's no more joy than seeing your own kids have success and grow in whatever they love and whatever they do. And I know we got to hire all 3 of you. Your mom included. works in the special ed department and is a pretty special lady as well.
It's a great punt, but yeah, Mom's happy, Dad's happy, I'm happy. It's been good.
Mom's happy because she gets to be with them grandbabies.
That's exactly right.
That's where they're at tonight, right, with Grandma?
They are. I'm sure she's watching.
Well, I said before, if she is watching, I said the Coach Lloyd, but there's no doubt who the Lloyd is. Of the 3 recruits that we had with you, and that's what you guys are, recruits. We want to recruit great people at Siloam Springs. We're not going to be order takers at Siloam Springs and see who applies. We're going to go after the best people in the state of Arkansas, and the Lloyds were part of that best group. We also have hired some great people. We got Rebecca Walker coming in this year and working and being a co-director in special ed. We got Taylor Hall coming in and as assistant principal over at the high school, just a high character man. Jackson Braves, we've talked about Nate Hahn. Cade Kinsella is going to be on your baseball staff. Trevor Johnson. We've got a lot of people, high character. Stafford kid, I say kid, he's a kid to me, young man that's coaching football, but a great teacher over at the middle school. Just a lot of good people that we've hired, and it really is a people thing. I talked to somebody today, a good friend of mine, and you can talk about academics, you can talk about X's and O's when it comes to teaching, but it comes down to one thing, and that's people. You want to be great at something, you got to hire great people, and I feel like we've done that this year. We already had great people in this district, but we've added to the punch and really excited about the hires that we have this year in the 25-26 school year.
Cruz Coatney with a nice ball off to the left side. So he's going to take the snap. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. Defense got a big stop last time out. Looking to get another one here on the short field. It's going to be second and 7. Coatney's pass is complete. Down to the 29-yard line for a gain of 3. He's going to bring up 3rd down and short. Be third and 3.
See how they're well-versed in their no-huddle offense. They've been running this thing for a while since these guys have been little guys. Been living a lot in the 3-by-1 look as far as trips. Really puts a bind. Anytime you have that odd look and the 3-by-1 really makes the defense pull a guy out of the box, both the safety and outside linebacker. Gives you a lot of times a good box count.
We got a hole up the middle. I think that's Raji up the middle for a touchdown. Panthers have a man down.
Is that 21?
I think that's Isaac Calderon.
He's had a season this year where he's been banged up and beat up. I appreciate the young man week in and week out. I know he's beat up. He's just a tough kid, man. He's a kid that every week lays it on the line and has played a good job on both sides of the football. Tonight he's playing more defense than he is offense, but really he's had a good year both offensively and defensively.
You got another Panther kind of kneeling down. I think that's Jack O'Brien. Maybe he's just in a stance.
Yeah,
no, we're good.
Okay,
Okay, they blew the whistle. I got kind of worried about
him.
him.
Getting that stance come off the edge.
The extra point is good.
Big game up on our neck of the woods tonight. You had 2 undefeated. Greenwood actually did knock off Bentonville West, but 2 undefeated teams in conference in the 7A West Conference, and that was the number 2 team or number 3 team in the state in Bentonville West, number 4 team in the state in Rogers, and Rogers is all over them right now, 35-14, and really, really dominating the football game. That Rogers team, I'm gonna tell you, they got a kid at quarterback in Jeff Regan that is, I think, the best high school football player, not college football player, future college football player, but just because of his stature. Kid going to Air Force, but I think he's the best high school football player in the state of Arkansas. and then you got the Lindsay kid going to BYU. Rogers is going to be a team to beat in the 7A level. Obviously their crosstown rival, or cross 49 rival, I should say, in Bentonville is going to have something to say with that, with 2 Razorback recruits of their own, and pretty special. That conference this year is a tough conference, just like ours is. You look at Mountain Home doing great things. Former program of our man Shane Patrick went to state, took Mountain Home to a state championship in his last season there before he became the head coach at Springdale Bulldogs. Is a program that's really turned around by, and we'll see them here real soon. A program turned around by a guy that I know and that I've competed against in the state of Missouri, and that's Steve Aery. Is a guy that he's a winner of his own. He knows how to build programs, and he's done it at Mountain Home.
Reynoso is going to take the ball out to the 17-yard line.
Kind of shocker tonight, Coach. I'm going to say, tells us a little bit about the team that we played last week. Van Buren right now at halftime up all over Lake Hamilton, up 3 scores on Lake Hamilton. Kind of a surprise to me. I didn't think that. I thought that Van Buren would be right there and it could beat Lake Hamilton, but I thought Lake Hamilton would be a more physical ball club than Van Buren, and that's not showing to be true. I think it's Van Buren offense and defense. Coach Henry, Mo Henry, has Van Buren rolling right now. Mo, a longtime assistant at Shallow Christian, and going down and take, when Crosby Tuck left that job down at Van Buren, Mo's going down there and really turned that program up a notch.
Titus Benson going to throw it across his body. Nice throw and catch by Marcus Smith.
Again, sophomore receiver, freshman quarterback, junior receiver, freshman quarterback. These kids are all going to be playing again next year together. Marcus, I think he cramped up.
Yep.
Happens sometimes, especially coming out of half. You come out, been sitting a little bit, and come out and try to explode as an athlete, you get cramped up.
Marcus Smith walks off under his own power. First down, ball on the 30-yard line. Titus is going to hand it off to Short. He's going to get tackled for a loss.
As we go through this report, I like to talk a little bit about schools across the state, some of the big games in the state. Got a losing record, kind of a surprise this year for Pulaski Academy down there with Coach Lucas at Pulaski Academy. They got a losing record. They're not used to losing, but they have won a lot of games in the past, and they're playing the number 1 team in the state, best football team in the state at any level, and that's the Bryant Hornets. Bryant is just a special group, special athletes. Got a couple Razorbacks down there of their own. Bryant's only up 1 score in the third quarter on Pulaski Academy, 14-6. Kind of a surprise there. Other scores in the area, Fayetteville all over Northside right now. That score at Rogers up 21 points in the third quarter. Rivalry, crosstown rivalry. Surprise here. You like Coach Danauer's taking over the Harbor Wildcats program. A good friend of mine, guy that I've been around for a long time and is a winner, was offensive coordinator at Bentonville before taking over the Harbor Wildcats. But they're right now losing 27-21 to crosstown rival Springdale. I know that means something to you, Andy. For me as well. We both coached at Harbor at different stages in our career. That game alone, you know what it means. I know what it means.
It means a lot to that city.
It means a lot for Coach Pat, or for Mr. Patrick. To me, Coach Patrick, it means a lot to him. He's probably at home proud of the Bulldogs right now, him being the former head coach of Springdale. But I know what that game means to those kids, because obviously they're crosstown rivals, but it is a true. I don't want to use the word hate because that's pretty strong, but they don't like each other.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of fun. Some other scores in the state here as we continue and round out this game. We talk about anytime when you get this clock rolling, it goes pretty fast, and that's what's happening right now.
Mason Short out to punt. Special teams have been a bright spot this year. Mason Short, high booming, spiraling kick. And that's going to roll all the way down inside the 20. 52-yard punt.
Another game, I just got a score come in, another game that is closer than maybe some expected at the beginning of the year, but a team that's definitely come on, a team that we have the last game of the year, and that's Fort Smith Southside. Team that's been a perennial powerhouse of its own, place that your dad coached with Barry Lunny back in the day. Coach Lunny, I think, won 4 state championships there. Just a special place. And they got a good ball club this year. They're competing a lot. They gave Mountain Home all they wanted, played them deep into the fourth. Right now, they're playing in a ball game with Shiloh Christian right now in the third quarter, and very much in that ball game right now. Southside is a team that could sneak up on somebody. They've got some good athletes. They had a really good linebacker transfer in from Crosstown Northside, and Southside's always going to have athletes and have that tradition of winning. They've had some down years the last couple of years, but they're going to be a good program.
Talk about another rivalry. Whenever Fort Smith Northside and Fort Smith Southside hook up, that's a pretty big one as well.
I think it goes deeper than the Springdale Harbor rivalry. We're
It
talking
does.
about a rivalry that's been around for a half a century. Pretty special place. They don't like each other at all.
Yep.
They try to do everything they can at Fort Smith to keep that family atmosphere, but you can forget that when it comes to the Grizzlies and I want to say the Rebs playing, but it's the Mavericks now. When those two teams play, it's a pretty special rivalry.
Third down for the Bulldog offense. Oh, missed the tackle. We got him. Bulldogs a punt.
People might question and say, they're throwing up 42-0. That's what they do. You can't have a mentality. You don't even think about teams, in my opinion, is not running up the score. It's our responsibility to stop people. We're not going to worry about what they're doing. We got to take care of what we're doing. But that's part of their offense, and just how the short passing game is part of their run game. And that's what what Greenwood's done for a long time. Ooh, big punt here, big bounce.
Yep.
Got 5 minutes left in this game right here. We'll get the ball with 5 minutes left. Let's see what we can do here on this last drive of the game. Next week, Coach Lloyd, a commitment that I had prior to taking this commitment of getting the opportunity to be on the live stream. I'll be gone next Friday night, and you and Coach Stewart will have it together, rocking and rolling next week against Mountain Home at home. A game that we come back to Siloam Springs. It's always good to come home, a place that we've won 2 games, first time in a few years that they've won at Siloam, and we've had a good year playing at home. And I encourage people. We've had great crowds through the first set of 3 home games, and I just encourage people to continue to come out and support these kids, support these coaches, and support this football program. It's so important. Somebody told me a long time ago that a community really, really dictates, and as a guy that won 8 state championships, and I'll say who it is, Barry Lunny. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He told me a long time ago when I was going into my coaching career and selecting where I wanted to coach as a head coach, and he said, Jared, one of the most important things is the community and their want to win, and their support of winning. And I just encourage people to come out, keep showing up. We've had great crowds, really have since I've been here in the last year and a half, and I've heard that's just been consistent at Siloam Springs, and I'm sure we'll have another good one next week. But everybody show up next week, support these boys as we continue to build this program. And
Yeah,
really,
Coach, I don't know if we got to talk about it, but the homecoming parade, it was my first experience with the homecoming parade. That thing was pretty neat.
it's pretty neat.
It's
isn't it?
really neat.
Yeah, it's a mix, Coach. It reminds me a lot where I grew up from a standpoint of a small. It's not small town, but it's a small
Yeah.
town setting mindset. Something that's been going on in Siloam for a long time.
Benson is going to throw it across the middle. Pass is intercepted.
Something he'll learn from. Anytime you roll, throw back across your body, a lot of times bad things happen, and that's going to be a situation where they're going to get to watch on film. And I know he's just trying to get something to happen.
Yeah, a
there,
little
Coach.
frustration, just trying to.
Yeah, he's trying to get something to happen with 2.5 minutes left in this game, but it's a situation he'll learn from. You roll back, roll into your right like that. Only usually bad things happen when you throw back against your body. We'll see here what Greenwood does in this game. We got 2 minutes left here, down 42-0. I want to encourage everybody to get out to the volleyball games right now. Boy, they're doing a good job. We're competing, preparing to go to the playoffs, and lost a tough one last night to the #1 team in our conference right now in Farmington, and lost in 5 sets. Second time we played them to 5 sets and played them tough. Coach Tamarath's done a good job of what she's doing in our volleyball program. Another winner in Siloam Springs. You got to look at the positive things that are happening, and I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. How you do anything is how you do everything. And, everything from tennis doing what they're doing. You got volleyball that's having success. Our cheerleading squad is as good as it gets. Our band's awesome. Our academics right now is really heading in the right direction. Teachers are doing a great job. Families are buying in. Got some big movement. Coach or Mr. Patrick is going to have an opportunity next week. Want everybody to tune in next week. He's going to join as a special guest at halftime next week to talk about what was big topic last night. If you want to get on and watch the school board meeting last night, and then talk about the support that they have for all school board members across the board. We got a special group of school board members that serve our community. They got on there last night talking about their support and movements of neighborhood schools and what that'll do for our community. Mr. Patrick's going to get on here next week, and I'm not going to steal his thunder. I want him to talk about it. He does a great job of talking about it. I've gone to multiple parent meetings, and he really has a good grasp of the direction of the school and what we need to do and the importance of the community support with that. He'll be talking at halftime next week in the Mountain Home game. Well, that's probably going to wrap it up there. They line up at midfield. Again, we knew tonight was going to be a tough night. We play 1, 3, then 2. The next 2 weeks, we got 3 and 2 in Mountain Home, and then Shiloh Christian at Shiloh Christian. It's going to be a tough stretch, but it's going to be a stretch that it's going to test the kids in this football program. But I have no doubt what side of the test they'll come out on because of the people that we have leading this and the community of Siloam Springs. But we want to wrap it up here tonight. Coach Lloyd, as always, it's always a joy to spend time with you.
Pleasure.
And doing what we get to do up here. Everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. Have a safe trip home if you're here at the stadium.